The restaurant was buzzing with the usual weekend crowd, the clatter of plates and the low hum of conversations blending into a background I barely noticed. I sat across from him, my boyfriend of 3 years, nervously smoothing the folds of my dress. I'd been looking forward to tonight, his birthday dinner, but the unease in my chest was impossible to shake. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "You know, you really need to lose a few pounds," he said casually, loud enough for his friends at the next table to hear. My stomach dropped. I laughed awkwardly, hoping it was some cruel joke, but the smirk on his face told me otherwise. "What?" I whispered, disbelief shaking my voice. "You heard me," he said, leaning back, clearly enjoying the attention. "You're ugly. I mean, come on, everyone's thinking it." His friends snickered, and the warmth I'd felt moments ago turned into ice crawling through my veins. I blinked rapidly, trying to fight back tears. I could feel my face burning, my heart hammering. How could someone I loved, someone I trusted so completely, say something so cruel and so public? I don't even know what to say," I whispered, my voice trembling. "That's fine. You don't need to say anything," he said, smirking. "Actually, don't. I don't think I want to see you again." Froze. The words hung in the air like a punch I couldn't dodge. He stood abruptly, the chair scraping harshly against the floor, and without another glance, he walked away, leaving me staring at the empty space across from me. My hand shook so violently I could barely lift my fork. The noise of the restaurant seemed distant, muffled, as if I were underwater, every heartbeat echoing painfully in my ears. I felt like the world had tilted, my sense of reality fracturing. 3 years of laughter, arguments, late-night confessions, and whispered dreams crumbled in a moment. My friends' faces blurred as I stumbled out into the cold night, trying to breathe, to make sense of what had just happened. I wandered the streets, aimless, clutching my purse like a lifeline. Every memory of him, his smile, the way he held my hand, the quiet evenings on the couch, now felt like betrayal. How could someone I trusted so deeply turn on me so viciously? The anger came first, sharp and hot, and then the sadness, a hollow ache that made my knees weak. Days passed, and I avoided everything that reminded me of him. The restaurants we frequented, the music we'd loved, the little cafes where we shared secrets. I was a ghost in my own life, moving through familiar spaces but feeling utterly alien. Then a friend called, her voice hesitant but insistent. "You need to see this," she said. I followed her, half curious, half afraid, and we arrived at a park near our old neighborhood. There he was, laughing with another woman, someone I didn't recognize at first. But the more I looked, the clearer it became. She had all the gestures, the intimacy that had once belonged to me. My stomach churned, my chest tightened. The betrayal I had felt at the restaurant was nothing compared to this. I watched, frozen, as they kissed. Not gently, not uncertainly, but with the kind of passion that makes every word he had ever said to me feel like a lie. My mind screamed, my heart shattered, but I stayed hidden, unwilling to let him see the devastation he had caused. That night I lay awake, my thoughts racing. How had I missed the signs? The whispered phone calls, the sudden late nights at work, the way he avoided certain topics. My love had blinded me, my trust had been my weakness. I realized that heartbreak wasn't just a feeling, it was 1,000 tiny betrayals stacking up until they became unbearable. Weeks later I confronted him. Not with tears, not with pleading, but with quiet, resolute clarity. "I saw you," I said, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. "With her. All of it. And I need you to know. I am done." He tried to laugh, tried to deflect, but there was no charm left to mask his guilt. I could see it in his eyes, the fleeting regret that came too late. I turned and walked away, feeling a strange sense of liberation amidst the lingering pain. In the weeks that followed, I learned to find myself again. I filled the empty spaces he left with my own passions. Painting, long walks, writing, moments of solitude where I could listen to my own heartbeat and remember that I mattered. Slowly, the anger softened into sorrow, and the sorrow transformed into strength. One evening, as the sun dipped low over the horizon, I smiled at my reflection in the window. The scars were there, yes, but they were mine, and they were a testament to surviving something that could have destroyed me. I realized that betrayal could break trust, but it could not break the person who refuses to let it define them. And as I walked down the quiet streets of the city, the wind brushing against my face, I felt it. A kind of freedom I had never known, a sense that life could be beautiful again, even after heartbreak. The man who called me ugly, who left me at a restaurant in front of everyone, no longer had the power to diminish me. I was whole and I was moving forward.